say. I'm no good at this.
I could be wrong, but I think that's right.
The right-hander, Brody Dow, takes the mound for Fairview. As we told you earlier, Scrappers played the Cardinals, beat them in a close one at Nashville, and run ruled them at Fairview, but that was before spring break. Fairview came on strong. They were one of the teams that tied for first place in the conference, along with Magnolia and Nashville. Third game in a row for both teams. And so pitching starts getting thin in these tournaments like this. But we'll see what the right-hander Jackson Wilson has. He'll face Gage Applegate, Carson Kirby, Luke Boone, Dalton Manlove, Carson Chambers, Peyton Fritz, Brett Fritz, Madden Arnold, and Hayden Gray. Scrapperettes playing on 98.7. They're playing for their third-place seed against Hamburg. Bunch Nichols has the call right now for you on 98.7. Here's Applegate. First pitch to the shortstop. Ball outside. Goodson gets through the first easily for the Scrappers. Gave up one base hit. That runner was left stranded. Now Applegate takes the ball inside. 2-0 pitch to Applegate. And a ball inside again. 3-0 to Applegate. He'll take a pitch now. And right down central, strike one. 3-1 to Applegate. We're just getting started here in Crossett. Carson Kirby on deck. Line drive, base hit between the third baseman and the shortstop, and a good start for the Scrappers. As yesterday, the Monticello Billies kept Applegate and Kirby off the bases, and the Scrappers need those two to be hot in order to score some runs. Kirby had a big game in the first game, a big home run against Hamburg, held hitless yesterday. First baseman Schroeder holds against Applegate. Catcher sets up outside, and the pitcher throws it out there, ball one. Aaron Worthen, the first base coach for the Scrappers, head Scrappers ex-steward in the box at third. And a strike over the outside edge. Kirby steps out of the box. Both these teams will be in state tournament action next Thursday. Kirby hits it to left, and the ball's carrying on the left fielder, and what a good play he makes. And Kirby was robbed by the left fielder yesterday. And the left fielder, Aiden Zimmerman, goes back and right in front of the wall leaps and catches the ball in the webbing of his glove, and Kirby is retired. Luke Boone, he's been hot here in the regional. He had a couple of hits yesterday, was 3 for 3 Thursday. Let's see if Applegate wants to do some running with one out. And the ball gets away, and it'll be an E1. Applegate will go at least a second, and he rounds second. He's coming to third. Have a play it there. It gets away, and Applegate is safe at third, and so Applegate showed run there, and the pitcher Dow threw low to the first baseman, so it'll be an E1. And Applegate goes all the way to third, and they play the infield back, and Boone could put the Scrappers on the board early. Scrappers got ahead of Monticello early. In fact, we're up 4-1. And a little bit of bad luck, or it's just baseball. Billy's had the bases loaded and 2 outs in the 5th inning. Here's the pitch to Boone, swing and a tapper foul. They had the bases loaded with 2 outs in the 5th inning, and the right-handed batter hit an opposite field fly ball that hit just on the chalk at right field for a bases-clearing double that was the difference in the game. No score here. Boone tries to get him. Boone fouls one off. Manlove on deck. Applegate led off with a single to left. Kirby was out on a really good play by their left fielder. He robbed Kirby of a double. Pitcher tried to pick Applegate off, threw it away, and Applegate goes to third. Now Boone's up there, but the count, he's down in the count 0-2. Boone fouls another one off. Nashville will either play, and we'll get into it later, but next Thursday the 14th, depending on whether they win or lose, they'll play at Wilson Park at either 12:30 or 3. High ball 1 to Boone. The winner of this game will play the second team from Region 3 at 12:30. The loser will play the first place team at 3. Ball outside now to Boone. Count goes to 2-2. And those two teams will either be Malvern or Pulaski Academy or Joe T. Robinson. They play in the championship. High now, ball 3 to Boone. PA and Joe T play in the championship in Region 3 today at 2:30. That's in Central Arkansas. Full count to Boone. Right back to the pitcher off his glove, and the Scrappers will get a run. And the putout goes 1-4 to 3. Scrappers catch a little break there as Boone hit it off the handle. The pitcher Dow hits the end of his glove and deflects to the second baseman. Boone gets the RBI. And the Scrappers take an early lead.
Now batting number 11, Dalton Manlove.
Manlove to the plate now. Manlove had a couple of knocks yesterday. Ball high to the senior catcher. Boone hit that one hopper back at the pitcher. If he would have gloved it, no chance for Applegate to score, but when it deflected off his glove, he was able to score, and Dow throws a breaking ball now to Manlove for strike 1. Ball outside. 2-0, Carson Chambers on deck. Chambers hit a couple of long, loud fouls yesterday. And Manlove hits a long, loud foul off to the left side. We're here in Crossett, slightly overcast today. Been perfect weather for baseball. The guys said it rained just a little bit last night. Field in perfect condition. And we appreciate the great hospitality from the Crossett coaches and administration as Manlove fouls it off again. We're in the press box, a really good look right behind home plate. Manlove hits it a long ways in the left, and the left center fielder goes over now and calls him off and takes it. Manlove gave it a ride but out, but the Scrappers score 1 run on 1 hit. There was an error, and nobody left on base. Scrappers up 1-0. Goodson back to the mound, top of the second in just 1 minute. Go down there and dugout. Thank you. Go down there to the dugout and tell them to get John Wallace and tell Wallace to come up here that Mr. Pinson says that there's no audio on the live stream. Jim, this is working good with me. Just got my phone on speaker when you tell me to cut it off, and
You're sounding good right now.
we're gonna get those kids and see if they can. Say you say there's no audio on the live stream.
I'm watching it, but of course, I'm listening to you on the phone. So,
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. So I'm just made it work today. Made it work.
I appreciate you, man. You know, I'm a lot of trouble on this. When I touch a button, it's not good.
You do fine. 3, 2, 1, and go.
Jaden Goodson back to the mound. Scrappers have all their pitchers except for Chambers and Boone today. I don't know what the Fairview Cardinal pitching situation is. Coach Stewart would just like for Goodson to throw strikes and let his defense play behind him. He did that the first inning, gave up a hit, but got out of the inning unscathed. Scrapper scored 1 in the bottom of the first. It'll be their 5, 6, and 7 hitters, Brody Dow, Elijah Scantling, and Jackson Wilson. They say the audio's not working.
We haven't plugged into the right one here. Or is that the wrong one?
Yesterday it was line output.
Step on the edge of the grass. Oh and 1 to the batter, Brody Dow. Swinging another foul, and Goodson gets ahead.
Garrett's on that one.
Ground ball to short. Big hop to Applegate. Throw is offline, but Kirby catches it and applies the tag before the runner gets to the base. Applegate threw it a little bit to the home plate side of first base. The left-hander Kirby caught it and applied the tag, 1 out. Elijah Scantling is the batter. He's their second baseman. Manlove holds it there. Umpire says it's outside, ball 1. Boone Gray and Peyton Fritz left to right in the outfield. Big gap in right center field as Fritz plays close to the line in right. Goodson throws low, ball 2. Now right down the middle, strike 1. Goodson got the win against Hamburg with 3 1/3 good innings of relief Thursday. And strike 2, a little breaking ball that called strike 2 at the letters. 1-0 Nashville here in the second. We're just getting started. Strike 3 call, and Scantling can't pull the trigger. And from 2-0, Goodson comes back to get his second strikeout of the game. This will bring up the catcher, Jackson Wilson. Again, both these teams will be in state tournament play next week. 8 games on Thursday. And a strike down the middle. DeQueen helps host. There will be 4 games at DeQueen. Games at DeQueen and Wilson Park at Nashville at 10, 12:30, 3, and 5:30. And strike 2 as Goodson works quickly. The Scrappers will either play at 12:30 or 3, depending on if they win, and they'll either play Pulaski Academy or Joe T. Robinson. Now an 0-2 base hit into left field as Wilson serves it over Applegate's head. A second hit for the Cardinals. They got a 2-out hit in the first, and Goodson retired the next batter.
Number 5, Aiden Zimmerman.
This is their left fielder, Aiden Zimmerman, coming to the plate. We've got a courtesy runner coming out. That's Evans coming to courtesy run for the catcher, Jackson Wilson.
Courtesy runner at first, Aiden Evans, number 15.
Mr. Wilson, is the radio working again? You still have
Radio's fine.
We should be good. If there's any more problems, come get me.
Umpires get all that straightened out in their scorebook. 2 outs, a runner on first. Kirby holds against the runner. And a strike by Goodson, and Goodson's been pounding the strike zone for the Scrappers so far today. Base on balls hurt the Scrappers a little bit yesterday in their 6-4 loss. And strike 2 as Goodson paints the outside corner. The previous batter, Jackson Wilson, got a base hit on 0-2. He's got Zimmerman 0-2 now. And strike 3 call, and Zimmerman took one right down the middle. He looks back at his coach, but that was right down the middle. And Goodson gets his third strikeout. Nothing doing for the Cardinals. No runs on a hit. Nowhere is a runner left. Scrappers in the bottom of the second try to add to a 1-0 lead. We'll be back in 1 minute.
A lot of eating options available for you. Concession stand. There are several food
You're
trucks
clear?
in the parking lot.
Thank-
Mr. Wilson,
And also
Yes, sir.
for
Carolyn said that you are good on the live stream, but you do have a hot mic all the time.
All right, thank you. We got the kids back up here, and they think they got it going, they said.
Yes, sir. You're good. Thank you. Three, two, one, and go.
Carson Chambers will lead it off for the Scrappers. The big senior left-hander gets the DH role today. He's DHing for Jaden Goodson, the pitcher. Scrappers 2-0 this year against the Cardinals. They always say it's hard to beat a team 3 times. After the Scrappers swept Fairview in the opening series of the season, Fairview came back and went 7-1 the rest of the way, and they were tri-champions with the Scrappers and Magnolia. Magnolia got the number 1 seed with the tiebreaker rule. It'll be Chambers, Peyton Fritz, and Brett Fritz for the Scrappers here. Scrappers win. They play at 12:30 at Wilson Park Thursday against the second team in Region 3. If they lose, they play at 3 against the winner of Region 3. Third baseman in a little bit. Wouldn't think Chambers is going to bunt. Chambers got some pop in that bat. Swinging a foul as he's out front. He's been out front in just about every at bat down here in the tournament so far. Third game in 3 days. Outside, catcher sets up. Dow hits the mitt, but he was set up about 4 inches outside. Chambers up in the count 2-1. Scrappers up 1-0. Just getting started here in the second. Chambers hits it toward the left fielder. He drifts back and catches it up against the wall, and the Scrappers have hit 3 balls hard as the left fielder made a great play on Kirby. Manlove gave it a ride last inning, and Chambers misses a home run by about 4 feet as the left fielder, Aiden Zimmerman, catches it and hits the wall. Here's Peyton Fritz. First baseman thinks he might bunt. He's in about 3 steps in on the grass. Third baseman in one step in on the grass. Looks like a sacrifice situation, but nobody's on. And Fritz takes the ball. Brett Fritz is on deck. And a strike as Fritz gives up on a good curveball that time by Dow. Breaks in over the inside half. Fritz started swinging a bat better since he has been starting the last 7 or 8 games. He hits it a long ways into left field, but the left fielder's under it, and with his hand against the wall, he makes the catch. Scrapper's getting lots of long outs here today. We'll see if that's going to come back to bite him. Peyton Fritz gave it a ride. Absolutely no wind here today, so the wind has nothing to do with the ball carry. Scrappers have 4 long fly balls out of the first 5 outs of the game as Brett Fritz takes a ball outside. And a ball low. Again, the first baseman way in. They've got these Scrappers scouted. They know that they play a lot of small ball. And Fritz takes a strike. Wouldn't expect him to be bunting here with no out, nobody on and 2 out. Little nubber toward the second baseman. Let's see if anybody can get there. And, yeah, here comes the center fielder, and he dives and makes the catch on a Texas leaguer. And 3 nice plays by the Cardinals, and the Scrappers go 1, 2, 3 in the second inning. Goodson back to the mound. Scrappers up 1-0. We'll be right back.
You're clear.
Thank you. Just missed 2 or 3 times. Number 9, the center fielder, Zach Moorhead. He made the good play on Fritz to end the bottom of the second. He'll lead it off, then back to the top of their order. 1-0 Nashville. Scrappers and the Cardinals as Manlove throws it down. Cardinals got a couple of 2-out hits in the first inning and another one in the second inning, and then Goodson struck out the next man. Big cut by the left-handed hitting small center fielder. Arnold's thinking bunt. He's in on the edge of the grass. And strike 2 as Goodson paints the corner. Moorhead steps out, asks the umpire about it. He's got a bright pink bat up there at the plate. Swinging a foul off to the left side, and it'll go out of play fast past the Scrapper dugout. Scrapper's in the home third base dugout. Cardinals over at first base.
Brady, it's in the bullpen. Go get it. No, they get it. Huh? They get it. Who? Nashville? No.
Another foul. Same place.
Exact same spot.
0-2 on Zach Moorhead. Swing and a miss, and Goodson gets him on that slider, and fourth strikeout for Jaden Goodson.
Now bat number 9, Michael Beck.
He's being DH for. He's not hitting. This has got the bat.
Maybe. I thought it said 9. Peyton Schrader, the batter. I thought he wore a number 9, and that's not who I had in the book, but he's number 19. Hits it a long way into left. I don't think Boone will get that one. Hits the base of the wall, and he's digging for second. And Schrader in with a double. Scrappers will hit 4 about that far, but they were closer to their outfielders, and Boone couldn't get there. Third hit of the day. They're in the meat of their order now. Fairview tries to tie it or maybe go ahead. They've got the tying run at second, 1 out. Nashville up 1-0. Jeffers flied out to center field his first time. Goodson throws a curveball just outside, ball 1. Schrader, the big first baseman, the leadoff man. He's at second base. Now just misses again, ball 2. Ball in on his hands is tapped foul, and Coach Stewart, sitting at the edge of the Scrapper dugout, picks it up, throws it back to Goodson. We'll try to get a Scrapperette score from Jim Pinson between innings here in a minute. Ball inside. Now Goodson behind 3-1. They're playing for the third place seed in the state tournament. They'll be back at Futrell Field next Thursday. Little nubber, and Gapplegate picks it up, and boy, that was a funny play. He hit it right off the hand. It was right over Madden Arnold's head. It hit on the infield dirt. Applegate goes back, picks it up on a bounce, tries to outrace the first baseman Schroeder, who looked like he hurt himself a little bit on his double a while ago. It was close over there, but he beat Applegate to the bag, and the Scrappers running into a little bit of bad luck. That ball was absolutely hit in no man's land. You couldn't have picked it up and thrown it out there any better. The ball went right over Arnold's head, hit in the dirt. Applegate picked it up on one bounce, and the runner Schroeder, and you can tell he's pulled something on that left side, and the big first baseman's hurting a little bit. But the Cardinals have something going with their best hitter up, and he doubled last time. And the Scrappers are going to go ahead and walk Gutsy and load the bases. Kind of a gutsy move here early in the game. And they'll pitch to the DH, Bostic. Infield in at the corners. Big moment here early in the game. Fairview's loaded them up with one out. And a ball just outside. Goodson doesn't get the call. A strikeout, a double, a bloop single, and an intentional walk has loaded them up for the Cardinals. Swinging a foul, he shoots it toward the Fairview dugout, and the pitcher Bostic in the on-deck circle has to dive to get out of the way. Bostic, their cleanup hitter. Tapper foul now off the end of the bat. Goodson ahead 1-2. Bases full of Cardinals. Kirby and Arnold will come to the plate on a ground ball. And a little CNI single, and it's all working for the Cardinals this inning as they score a pair. Bostic hits it in the hole, didn't hit it hard. Seeing eye single between Applegate and Arnold. And the Cardinals set up for a big inning now. Here's the pitcher, Dow. Goodson's pitched into a little bit of the bad luck, seems like early in the game. Scrappers have hit into a little bad luck early in the game. We'll see how it plays out through 7 innings as the Cardinals take a 2-1 lead. Goodson got the ground ball, but Bostic hit it right between Applegate and Arnold. And a curveball for a ball. Goodson had 2 quick first innings, having trouble here in the third. And a strike over the outside edge at the knees, a fastball. And Goodson looks back at Utsi at second base. Now he's ready, pitching to the batter Dow with first and second, 1 out. Cardinals have already played it 2. Swing and a miss, throws a fastball by the pitcher. Top of the third. Ball high, makes the count 2-2. Dow rolled out to short his first time. Pop up on the infield, should be an infield fly, and the umpire does call it as Applegate takes the pop up. Big second out there. See if he can get the second baseman Elijah Scantling. He was a strikeout victim his first time up. Swing and a miss. He tries to hit it over the moon. A big cut by the little second baseman, and he comes up empty. Goodson throws hard but low, ball 1. Inning started with a strikeout, then a double, a bloop single, a walk, and a base hit drove in 2. Right back to Goodson. He flips it to Kirby, and a good job getting out of the mess as Scantling retired 1-3. But the Cardinals pick up 2 runs on 2 hits. No errors, a couple left. Scrappers down going into the bottom of the third, 2-1. Come back and join us. This is Scrapper Baseball on B99.5.
48 for Goodson. 48 pitchers for Goodson.
You're clear.
Thank you.
Three, two, one, and
Brody Dow back to the mound. He'll face Madden Arnold, Hayden Gray, and Gage Applegate. Applegate has the only scrapper hit. Applegate's been the only scrapper base runner. He got a base hit to lead off the game. Went to third on a error by the pitcher on a pickoff throw and scored on Luke Boone's ground out. Here's Madden Arnold. Magnolia Panthers and the Monticello Billies play in the championship game scheduled at 2:30. They're both the number 1 seeds. Arnold takes the ball. Monticello living a charmed life as we got to the ballpark Thursday morning. They were down to Arkadelphia and were down the whole game and scored 4 in the bottom of the 7th to win it as Arnold takes ball 2. Arnold can be selective here. And ball 3 almost hits him. Arnold will take a pitch now. Scrapper's down a run here in the bottom of the 3rd. Right down the middle, strike 1. Brody Dow, the right-hander on the mound for the Cardinals. And strike 2, a ball right at the knees on the outside corner, and from 3-0, Dow comes back and gets it full. Arnold has yet to swing the bat. Pokes it into right field, and that'll get down, and it'll go past the right fielder. Arnold on his way to second. He's going to third. They're just now digging it out of the corner, and he stands up with a triple. Madden Arnold gets the Scrappers going here in the 3rd. Little excuse me swing, and the Scrappers have hit some hard that were caught, and now they catch a break there. A little excuse me swing, and the ball hits about 5 or 6 feet fair, and as the right fielder goes over, he doesn't get his glove down, doesn't quite get to it. It goes to the wall. I'll see how the scores are going to score it. Scoring it a triple or a single and an error. Single and an error is the official scoring. Big cut by Gray, and he comes up empty. Like to see Gray get going with the bat. Their infield back up the middle as Gray takes just outside. Applegate on deck. Tying run at 3rd. We're in the 3rd. Gray wants to put it in play somewhere. Swinging a foul, and Gray's in the hole. Gray in a little bit of a funk at the plate, and when you are, seems like you're always down in the count, and he's down now 1-2. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout for Dow. Applegate has one of the two scrapper hits. Now Arnold runs at third with one out. That was a big out by Brody Dow and the Cardinals. Applegate takes one in the dirt, ball one, knocked down by the catcher, Jackson Wilson. Applegate got one of the two scrapper hits and has scored the only scrapper run. Arnold, the tying run at third with one out as the first baseman weigh in. All the other infielders are back. Way outside, and that gets away, but not far enough. Ball two, Kirby on deck. Kirby hit it a ton back in the first, and their left fielder goes back and robs him of a double. Ball outside. Dow tries that curveball on 2-0 and just outside, says the plate umpire Austin Hayes. Applegate probably taking a pitch here. They throw back to third, but Arnold back easily. And Applegate takes a high strike. Now it's 3-1. Line drive right at the shortstop, and Scrappers continue to hit in hard luck. Applegate lines it right at the shortstop, and the Scrappers had third base and nobody out. Now they've got third base and two out.
Next up, number 34, Carson Kirby.
Bounces going the Cardinals' way so far here this afternoon. And a strike over the outside edge to Kirby. Anything except a pop-up, a line out, or a strikeout would have gotten Arnold in. Applegate hit it hard and lined it to the second baseman. Kirby hits it up the middle, and it squeaks through for a base hit, and that's a big momentum for the Scrappers as Kirby gets an RBI hit. Arnold got to third with nobody out, and Dow retired the next two, but Kirby picks him up with a ground ball single to center field. Game is tied at 2. Here's Boone. Boone takes one outside. Boone's been hot in the tournament. He got an RBI, but it was on a ground ball that was deflected off the pitcher's glove, and the second baseman threw Boone out as a quick throw to first by Dow, and Boone back safely. Boone taps it to second. Should be easy for the second baseman, and he throws Boone out. Scrappers do come back to tie it. They score one run on 2 hits. There was an error, runner left. New game going into the top of the 4th. Goodson back to the mound. We'll be back in 1 minute. This is Scrapper Baseball.
52 pitches for Dow.
Have you got a softball score?
0-0 in the top of the 4th.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
New game as the Game moves close to the halfway point. We're in the top of the fourth, tied at 2. Winner of this game plays at 12:30 in the state tournament next week. They play the second place team in Region 3. That will either be Joe T. Robinson or Pulaski Academy, who play today at 2:30. The loser plays the winner of that game at 3 o'clock in the state tournament. State tournament at Nashville, 4 games at Nashville, Thursday, 4 Friday, and 2 Saturday. Games starting Friday and Saturday at 10 o'clock, Saturday at noon. 4 games in the tournament on Thursday as DeQueen helps Nashville host. 4 games will be at DeQueen. Bottom third of the order. And a slow breaking ball, and Jackson Wilson, the catcher, he's way out in front. He's got one of their hits. He got a 2-out single in the second, but was left stranded. Same pitch, same result. See what Goodson wants to dial up on 0-2. Manlove sets up way outside, and he strikes him out. He doesn't throw it outside, and Manlove has to pick it up and throw it to Kirby. Manlove set up about 12 inches outside on 0-2. Goodson threw the exact same pitch he had thrown the first 2 times and struck Wilson out. Here's Aiden Zimmerman. He was one of Goodson's strikeout victims. Shows bunt and takes a strike as Arnold charges. Swing and a miss as Goodson throwing strikes here in the fourth. Jim Pinson back at the station tells us the Scrapperettes are in a battle, 0-0 with Hamburg in the fourth. Swinging a tapper back to Goodson. He picks it up and throws it to Kirby. 2 quick outs. Scrapperettes and the Hamburg Lions playing for third place. They're tied at 0. Scrappers and the Fairview Cardinals playing for third place. They're tied at 2 here. And a strike to the center fielder, Zach Moorhead. I'm sorry, I thought he called it a strike. Ball 1, he looked inside. I thought I saw him raise his right hand. Now ball 2. Goodson 5 strikeouts on the day, and now he calls that one a strike over the outside edge. Two and 1 to the batter. Way outside ball 3. He's trying to get on in front of their leadoff hitter, Peyton Schroeder, who started their 2-run inning in the third with a 1-out double. And a ball way outside. And that's Goodson's first base on balls of the day. Schroeder, the big first baseman, he doesn't look like a leadoff batter, but he's in the number 1 spot, and he hit it off the left field wall. Looked like he hurt his leg a little bit. Over his head, and a good stop by Manlove as all of a sudden Goodson's a little wild. Moorhead at first looks like he might run, and this would be a situation you might want to run him. Now Goodson takes something off. He swings and misses. He's out front of that changeup. When Goodson gets that changeup going, it's one of his better pitches. And now strike 2, a breaking ball. Breaks in over the inside edge. Schroeder asks the umpire about it, and he says, yes, sir. Now Goodson up in the count 1-2. Schroeder asks for time. 2-2 here in the fourth. Here's the pitch. There goes the runner, and the changeup swinging a miss, and Goodson gets his sixth strikeout, and a good inning for Jaden Goodson as the Cardinals go down in the fourth. No runs, no hits, no errors, or runner left. Scrappers have 4, 5, and 6 up when they come back. That's Manlove, Chambers, and Peyton Fritz. 2-2 here at Crossett. We'll be back in 1 minute. Thank you. Cleanup hitter Dalton Manlows comes to the plate for the Scrappers in this 2-2 game. Fairview catcher Jackson Wilson throws it down, and this game's half over. Tied at 2. Who will prevail here when the 7th inning's over? Got a good one going here in Crossett. Manlove hit it a ton to center field last time. First 2 innings, Scrappers hit 4 balls really hard and had nothing to show for it. Manlove takes a strike, a slow curveball. Center fielder pulled way over into left center. Right fielder straight away. There's a big gap in right center field. And Manlove quickly in the hole as he fouls this one back. Both pitchers throwing strikes. Makes the game a lot more fun to play and to call and to watch. Outside for a ball. Swing and a miss. Oh, he fouled it back to the screen. And Manlove gets a life. Took a big cut at a high fastball and just got a piece. Slow curveball, and this time Manlove swings and misses, and a quick out. Scrappers not doing much with this soft-tossing Brody Dow today. That's only his second strikeout, but he's been efficient. Here's Chambers. Ball inside, goes all the way back to the screen. Peyton Fritz on deck. Two in the fifth. Who's going to blink first in this game? Chambers pops it up. That'll be easy. Left fielder camps under it. Big high fly out. Chambers second fly out to left field. He's been getting out on that front foot here in this tournament and hitting a lot of fly balls. Scrappers going quickly so far here in the bottom of the fourth. First baseman comes way in. Fritz takes a ball low. Scrappers went in order in the second. Now trying to get them in order here in the fourth as Fritz takes ball 2. He'll be selective now. Overcast day here. Almost no wind. 3 perfect days to play here at Crossett this weekend. And ball 3 now. Fritz will take a pitch. Way inside and a 4-pitch walk. Brett Fritz comes to the plate. And the first baseman, Schroeder, calls timeout, wants to talk to his pitcher. Catcher goes out there, and they're talking it over at the mound. Coach Stewart and Brett Fritz talk it over halfway between home and third. I would expect Peyton Fritz to be running sometime in this at-bat. He is the stolen base leader for the Scrappers this year. Courtesy runner most of the year. Courtesy runner his last 2 years mainly, but he's had a good 6 or 7 game stretch since Scrapper center fielder Zeus Hutchison hurt his left hand about 6 or 8 games ago. Let's see what Fritz is going to do. Not running. Britt Fritz takes the ball. Coach Stewart goes through the signs. Fritz eases off. Not a big lead right now. Now he gets a little more. There he goes. Takes the pitch. Throw safe and another stolen base for Fritz. And now his cousin could pick him up with a base knock. 1-1 to the batter. Scrappers haven't had many base runners today. And a late call and a high strike. Curveball at the letters. Now Fritz is in the hole. Swings late and fouls it off. It was a breaking ball. He started to give up on it and hit it foul off the handle to the right side. Magnolia and Monticello at 2:30 for the regional championship. There he goes to third. Throw is high and out. He calls him out, and it didn't even look close. Now he calls him safe, and we've had some umpiring confuglies here. The umpire at third base, Ann Randall, raises his hand, and then he calls him safe. We've had several calls overturned this week, and Coach May wants to know what's going on, and I would too if I was him. Looked like Fritz's hand was in with no problem. And now May's telling the third base umpire, you raised your right hand on the tag, and that's exactly what he did. And Coach Stewart said something to him, and then he said safe. And Fritz gets to third with 2 out. Ball low. Ball, and he takes a walk. 2 walks have put 2 Scrappers on with 2 outs. 2 quick outs. As Manlove struck out, Chambers popped up to left field. I'd expect Britt Fritz to run as the Scrappers being really aggressive on the bases. Arnold got a base hit to right field, went under the right fielder's glove. He got to third and scored the second Scrapper run. And Fritz walks off the base, and they don't even look at him.
Now batting number 17, Madden Arnold.
Now second and third. Big 2-out at bat from Madden Arnold here. And a breaking ball for a strike. Gray's on deck. Ball in the dirt. Good stop by the catcher, Wilson. 2-1 to Arnold. And their pitching coach wants to come out and talk it over with Brody Dow. 2-2 here. The inning started off innocently enough for the Cardinals. Manlove struck out. Chambers popped up to left. Fritz walked, stole second, stole third. Then Britt Fritz walked. And the count's 2-1 to Arnold. So the meetings go on at the mound. The offensive meeting goes on between Coach Wortham, Coach Stewart, and the base runners and the batter in front of the scrapper dugout. Again, in Region 3 in Central Arkansas at 2:30, Joe T. Robinson plays PA. Robinson went to the finals with an 8-1 victory over Malvern yesterday. PA squeaked by Harding Academy 4-3. The winner of this game plays the loser of that game at 12:30 in the state tournament next week. The loser of this game plays the winner of PA and Robinson. All the meetings break up and we're ready for baseball. Arnold throws it low and outside, 3-1. Hayden Gray's on deck. Here's the pitch. Curveball takes a little off and a beauty, and he has Arnold way out in front, 3-2, and that was a really good 3-1 pitch by the pitcher Brody Dow. Arnold's got to guard the plate now. Puts it in play to third. He's going to make a long throw, and he makes a good one to third. That's a good play by the third baseman, Michael Betts. He has to wait on the second hop, and he throws a strike across. Arnold makes a bid for an infield hit, but the Cardinals get out of it. Scrapper score no runs on no hits. No errors, a couple left. 2-2, game moves into the fifth. We'll be right back on B99.5.
76 for Dow. 76 pitches for Dow.
Thank you.
Three, two, one, and go.
Tie game going into the fifth, and the Cardinals have the meat of their order up. Frank talks about how big the fifth inning is in these seven-inning high school games, and here we are in a tie game, and they've got 2, 3, and 4. Jeff Jeffers, Mari Utsi, and Drew Bostic. Goodson fouls one off the hands back to the screen. Or Jeffers does, from the scrapper right-hander Jaden Goodson. He's allowed 4 hits. He struck out 5, walked only 1. And a ball goes all the way back to the screen. A big shout out to Scrap Media, Miss Carol Ann Pinniger and her team. She came down Thursday and got everything going as our buddy J.T. Carter's in Fayetteville this weekend for a graduation. One hopper to Applegate. He gets it, sets himself, and throws to Kirby, one out. And so Miss Pinniger comes down Thursday and gets everything set up, left her equipment with a couple of her Scrap Media and Scrapper Baseball team members, John Wallace and Bryce Perry, and they've set it up the last 2 days. Fly ball into right, and Utsey hits it off the barn, over the barn, and the Scrappers walked him intentionally in the last inning, and that's why he's their best player, and he hit a bomb, a no-doubter. There's a barn in right center field. That one may be in the softball field. Utsey's been on all 3 times, and the Cardinals are up 3-2.
Next up is number 8, Drew Boston.
Big left-handed hitter, and he is a good high school hitter. See what that does to Goodson. Throws a ball to Bostic. Coach Stewart put him on back in the 3rd, and that even looks better now as he hit a long solo home run, and Bostic tries to emulate that, but he swings and misses. Gray and Peyton Fritz in center and right field, they never moved as they strike to Botzik as they watched it fly over the barn in right center field. Bostic fouls it off his hands. Goodson comes inside with it. He's up 1-2 in the count. And another foul as he stays alive. Scrappers have gotten a good performance from Jaden Goodson as he comes in last Thursday, pitches 3 1/3, saves or gets the win against Hamburg. Has done a good job today. Scrappers can't get runners on base today. The offense has been the problem. And ball 2 goes low. Baseball gets on the field, maybe from the Fairview bullpen. They've got a little action going on down there. Good at bat by Bostic as he spoils another curveball. Ground out by Jeffers. A long home run by Utsey puts the Fairview Cardinals up 3-2. Getting late. We're in the 5th. Ground ball to short. Big hop for Applegate. And he throws it across. Applegate got that room service hop then. Catches it chest high and throws it to Kirby. Here comes their pitcher, Brody Dow.
Now bat number 10, Brody Dow.
And we got a stoppage in play here. Maybe another ball on the field. Now we're ready. Here's the pitch to Dow. Way outside all the way back to the screen. Dow has rolled to short and popped up to short. Last report we got from softball, it was 0-0 in the 4th, but that was a few minutes ago. Pop up to left. Ball keeps carrying, and Boone now measures it and comes in and makes the catch. Looked like Boone had a little trouble finding the ball. Looked like a pop-up. Then Boone goes back toward the wall. Ball really high, then he finds it and comes in and puts it away, but the Cardinals take the lead on a long home run by their big hitter, Mari Utsi. They're up 3-2. Scrappers come to bat. Hayden Gray leads it off. Scrappers trying to get back in it. We'll be back in 1 minute. Thank you. Softball score.
No update, just a second. Still 0-0.
Thank you.
Three, two, one, and go.
Brody Dow back for his fifth inning work for the Scrappers. And he enjoys a one-run lead now. Hayden Gray will come to the plate. Gray struck out his first time. Scrappers having trouble figuring out this soft tosser, Brody Dow, for the Cardinals. Scrappers have only 2 hits. It's Hayden Gray, then the top of the order. Gapplegate's got one of the hits. And Madden Arnold has the other one. Gray shows bunt, pulls his bat back from ball 1. The third baseman, Michael Betts, who made a good play to end the last inning. He and the first baseman, Schroeder, weigh in. Gray lays it down, but it'll be easy. Bunch it right back to the pitcher. And you could probably expect Gray to bunt. He's been in a little bit of a hitting funk this weekend. Couldn't push it past the pitcher or get it down the third base line, and the pitcher Dow easily makes the play. You look at the scorebook here, the Scrappers have had very, very few runners in this game. They trail 3-2. And Applegate takes a strike, late call over the outside edge. Now Applegate fouls it off, and he's quickly in the hole 0-2. Carson Kirby on deck. He's got an RBI. One of the 2 hits. And he wastes one high. One and one to Applegate, 1 out, nothing doing for the Scrappers, and time out, and Applegate pops it up, but it's not going to count, I think. The umpire calls time out. Now, Coach May's going to want to know about that. Umpire granted time, pitcher threw it, Applegate popped it up. Now, why Applegate called time and swung, I can't answer that one. Umpire over talking to Coach Austin May. He clearly called timeout before the pitch. Now, why Applegate swung and popped it up again, I don't know. But he's going to be at the plate. There have been a lot of funny situations with the umpiring all weekend here. It's 2-2 to Applegate. Now ball outside. 3-2. Scoreboard's got 2-2, and I think it's 2-2, but it's 3-2 now. Applegate way out in front, and that's been the Scrappers' problem all day. And some of that problem yesterday against Monticello. Hitting out on that front foot, can't wait on the ball. Line drive over the head of the third baseman. Betts comes up, and Applegate smokes it. He's hit the ball hard every time. Tyne runs on with Kirby up. And looks like we're going to have a pitching change, and Coach May comes out quickly, and we'll see who he's going to bring in. I don't know what pitchers they have legal to go, but he would have to think he got a really good job from the right-hander Brody Dow. They're going to make a pitching change. We're going to take a 1-minute break. Situation is we're in the bottom of the fifth, 1 out. Scrappers have a runner on with Carson Kirby up. Fairview makes a pitching change. We'll be back in 1 minute.
You're clear.
Thank you.
Now pitching for Camden Fairview, number 19, Peyton Schroeder.
Three, two, one, and go.
Coming in from first base to pitch, the big left-hander, Peyton Schroeder. He comes to the mound. They got a good outing from their right-hander, Brody Dow, today. Schroeder got a double back earlier in the game, and the big man looked like he hurt his left leg a little bit running the bases. We'll see if that affects him on the mound. He'll face Carson Kirby with Applegate on first and 1 out. 3-2 here. How many pitches did Dow end up with, guys? 85 pitches for Dow. He's had a good outing. How many does Goodson have right now?
That's what we use like strap the field and dragging dirt and stuff.
The catcher, Wilson, goes out to get his sign straight with Peyton Schroeder. He's in relief of Brody Dow. Big left-hander comes to the mound. Applegate runs at first, 1 out, 3-2 Fairview. If you're just joining us, game was 2-2. Their big hitter, Maury Utze, hit a long home run. Gives them a 3-2 lead. Kirby 1 for 2's, hit it hard twice. Take a look here at the left-hander Schroeder as he steps off before he throws his first pitch. A new first baseman coming in from left field, Aiden Zimmerman. Ball in the dirt. Big left-hander. That pitch got a little herky-jerky motion from the left side. Be a completely different look for Nashville. Way outside. Schroeder throws hard. 2 balls. Outfield straight away for Kirby. Way inside, ball 3. Kirby will probably take a pitch. Boone on deck. And Schroeder throws the 3-0 right down the middle for strike 1. Kirby will be looking something to drive now as he's up in the count 3-1. Curveball and a good one, and Kirby fouls it back. Now let's see if the Scrappers want to run on 3-2. They're down 1, and it's getting late. It's the 5th inning. New pitcher for the Cardinals, Peyton Schroeder. Payoff pitch to Kirby. Swing and a foul just at home plate. And I mean, he just stayed alive. And Schroeder's come back with breaking balls on 3-1 now on 3-2. Boone on deck. 2 left-handed batters in a row to face this left-handed relief pitcher. Ball outside and a good at bat by Kirby as he walks. Boone and Manlove will have a chance to get the Scrappers back in the game. Boone's rolled out to second twice. Now Schrader steps off. First baseman plays in front of Kirby running at first. And a strike to Boone. A 1-out hit and walk have got first and second and 1 out. Strike 2. Boone thought it was outside. Now he's in the hole. And a swing, and Boone is out on a curveball, and Schroeder carved Boone up pretty good that time. Let's see what Manlove can do. He'll hit it from the right side. Can the Scrappers get a 2-out knock and tie this game? Now the catcher Wilson comes out to talk to his pitcher. Coach Stewart talks to Manlove. Through these first couple of batters, Schroeder's probably thrown about 70% breaking balls. Big spot in the game here for Dalton Manlove. Nashville down 3-2 in the 5th. Almost hits him in the foot, ball 1, as Manlove swings back or steps back away. Magnolia and Monticello for the championship here in a little over an hour when this one ends. Pitch to Manlove. And a high strike. 1-1 to Manlove. Here's the pitch. Scrappers running. They throw it into left field. Scrappers going to try to score and will. And Scrappers take a chance and aggressively try to steal third base at 2-out steal with third base, and an error on the catcher gets by the third baseman. And Applegate ties the game, and that's a gift run for the Scrappers. Kirby now runs at second. New game. And Manlove pops it up, and a good thing Coach Stewart did that as the first baseman's under it, and Manlove is out. But the Scrappers score 1 run on 1 hit. There was a big error and 1 left. We're all tied. Goodson back to the mound. 3-3. Come back and join us. This is Scrapper Baseball on B99.5.
Schroeder, 14.
Thank you.
Down 2-0 to Hamburg.
Thank you.
Bottom of the 6th.
How many pitches does Goodson have?
Goodson, 76.
Three, two, one, go.
Jaden Goodson only thrown 76 pitches through 5 innings, and he's back to the mound. Cardinals scored a pair in the third, a long home run by their third-place hitter Utzi in the fifth. Scrappers got a gift run with 2 outs, stealing third Applegate, and the catcher threw it into left field, and we're all tied at 3. Jim Pinson back at the studio says the Scrapperettes are in a pitching duel also, but Hamburg has taken a 2-0 lead in the bottom of the second. All these teams today will be in Nashville next week, though, at the state tournament. They're playing for a seed. Manlove throws it down. Ball gets all the way to the outfield. Sixth-place hitter, the second baseman Elijah Scantling, will lead it off. He struck out and tapped back to Goodson.
Number 7, Elijah Scantling.
Ball inside. The batter thinks it hits him. Now he's talking to the umpire. Now he's going to ask the other umpires. There's been a lot of umpiring conferences during this weekend, and it's frankly hard to make much sense out of them. Ball was inside. I think the batter thinks it hits him on the foot. Now the home plate umpire, he's got the other 2 umpires in front of the plate, and they're having a conference. And they're going to put him on first base. Now here comes Coach Stewart. It's been like this in all the games all weekend, frankly, down here this weekend. Umpiring doesn't have anything to do probably with what happens, but guys out of position, indecisive calls. That's a big run there. And Coach Stewart, he's pretty frustrated with the whole deal. Austin May, the Fairview coach, he's been frustrated a few times today also. Bottom line, runner on first, 1 out. Goodson throws to first. Lead run at first. Goodson didn't want to do that. He hit Elijah Scantling, who was 0 for 2 on the foot. Arnold thinks bunt. They show bunt. Manlove throws behind the runner as Goodson throws a ball. Arnold charging hard, maybe a little too hard. And Goodson, see if we can get the out at second. We get the out at second. That was a funny play. The batter bunted it. It was a little line drive to the right of Boone. The batter couldn't tell whether Boone was going to catch it or not. Boone didn't catch it. The ball rolled under his glove about 3 feet. But Boone picked it up and smartly wouldn't have a play on the runner at first. Smartly got the force at second. Big out for the Scrappers. Fielder's choice goes 1 to 4. Believe that Fairview's going to bring up a pinch hitter, left-handed batter, and I think his number is 16. Big, tall youngster.
What's his name?
Randall. Randall pitch hitting for Zimmerman.
Now bat number 16, Chris Randall.
So with 1 out and 1 on, Coach May goes to his bench, and he brings the left-handed hitting Randall in against Goodson. And Goodson throws it just outside, ball 1. 3-3 in the 6th. And Manlove holds it there, doesn't get the call. Goodson falls quickly behind 2-0. And ball 3 as the umpire raises his right hand to, I guess, indicate inside, and it's 3-0. Now, Coach Stewart barking at him, and he says something to Coach Stewart. And a strike right down the middle. And a swing and a miss as Goodson throws that changeup on 3-1, and from 3-2 to 3-0, he gets it back to 3-2. Big pitch right here late in the game. Here he comes. Right back, Goodson knocks it down, can't find it, and it'll be an infield hit. Randall hit a shot back at Goodson, went off his glove toward Arnold. And the pinch hitter Randall looks like he can fly, and it'll be an infield single. And now Coach Stewart comes out, and we'll see if we're going to have a pitching change. Ball was hit hard right at Goodson. In self-defense, he knocks it down. Coach Stewart still meeting with the team out there. They've got the go-ahead run at second. It's 3-3, 1 out here in the 6th. We'll see what's going to happen. He's going to stay with his right-hander. A hit by pitch, a fielder's choice, and an infield single has got them at first and second. They're getting close to the top of their order. No matter what the score is, the Scrappers will have to go through the meat of the Fairview order before this game is over. A bunt right back to, now a bunt back to Goodson, and a real bad mental mistake for the Scrappers. Sacrifice bunt. Kirby was charging, He thought Fritz was late getting to second, nowhere to go. He looked at third, looked at second, and then nowhere to go. All falling apart right now for the Scrappers here in the sixth, as here comes Coach Stewart, and the Scrappers will make a pitching change. When we come back, he gets a really good outing from Goodson. Tough mistake there, tough mental mistake there. Scrappers cost themselves an out. I think he's going to give the ball to Carson Kirby, and we'll be back in 1 minute. The situation, they'll have the bases loaded.
Now pitching, number 34.
Bases loaded, one out, and Carson Kirby in. We'll be back in 1 minute.
You're clear.
Thank you. Y'all call that a fielder's choice?
Yes, sir. Hey, so what's the difference?
Nashville girls lead 4-2 going into the top of the seventh.
Good deal. The boys are in a mess. Carson Kirby comes in to pitch from first base, and the senior left-hander inherits a mess. It's 3-3 here in the sixth. Elijah Scantling led off. First pitch from Boone. Scantling thought it hit him in the foot. There was some discussion, and finally they put him at first. The next batter tried to bunt. Scrappers got to force at second. Then the pinch hitter hit the ball off Goodson's glove. He reached. They had first and second. Then the ninth place hitter, Moorhead, bunted it back to Goodson, and Scrappers didn't get an out anywhere. Goodson looked at third first, and when he looked at first, nobody was covering. Now the top of the order, and Fairview has a chance to blow it open. See what Carson Kirby can do. This is the pitcher, Schroeder. He can help himself. He already has a double and a run scored, infield in. Kirby coming from the windup. Here he comes. Ball inside. Got some good news from Jim from the studio. Scrapperettes have come from behind. They're ahead 4-2 against Hamburg in the seventh. Way out in front, and Schroeder shoots it over the Cardinal dugout. The big left-handed hitter. He's got some pop. Carson Chambers comes in to play first base. Swinging a foul as Kirby throws a breaking ball. Scrappers in a bases loaded, one out jam here in a tie game in the sixth inning. Here's the pitch. Pops it up. It'll probably stay in play. It'll be foul. Do we want to catch it? Chambers caught it. The runner's trying to score, and Manlove drops the throw, and it'll be a sacrifice fly. What a play by Carson Chambers. A mile-high pop-up in foul territory. Chambers going back full speed, caught it, plants his foot, throws the ball. It was going to be close at the plate. Manlove had to come toward first base about a step. He gets the ball and tries to turn back to tag, and the ball falls out of his glove, and Fairview takes a lead. This is a big batter right here. As Utsi is on deck. They have second, third, 2 out. They have come back to take a 4-3 lead. Game been back and forth all day, and swing and a foul by Jeffers. Utsy's been on base all 3 times. A double, an intentional walk, and a mammoth home run to right field, and he's on deck. Just outside. Now he's in danger of walking him. Swing and a foul. Biggest pitch of the game coming up right now. 2 on, 2 out, full count on the batter. Carson Kirby in relief. Line drive off Arnold's glove, and that'll score 2 and bring Utsy to the plate. Might have a play at the plate, do have a play at the plate. And what a good throw by Luke Boone, and I call that one too quick. Jeffers hit a line shot right over Madden Arnold, and Boone comes up and throws a one-hopper. And Coach May discussing that one, but believe the good throw, and I believe that Boone got him out. But they score 2 runs to take the lead. Scrappers will be down 5-3 when we come back. We'll be back in 1 minute. This is Scrapper Baseball.
You're clear.
Thank you. It'll be Carson Chambers, Peyton Fritz, and Brent Fritz. Chambers just entered the game at first base when Kirby came to the mound with 1 out. The batter Schroeder hit a high pop foul ball way behind first base. Looked like it was going to drop harmlessly. Chambers sprinting back, caught it over his shoulder, turned and threw the ball to the plate, trying to get the runner tagging up, but didn't quite happen. Then the next batter, Jeffers, got a base hit, knocked in a run, and Boone threw out a run, trying to score from second base. Let's see if that run is important. Scrappers have 6 outs. Schroeder in relief of Brody Dow. Chambers pops it up again. He has hit a lot of high pop-ups this weekend, and the second baseman puts it away. Scrappers have a lot of first pitch outs all weekend also, as Chambers pops it to second. Time running out for Nashville in the bottom of the order. Can they get something going here?
Next at bat, number 16, Peyton Fritz.
Scrappers only have 3 hits. And a strike. A lot of things to talk about in this game. Good plays, missed plays, but the bottom line is Scrappers only have 3 hits. And there's an easy fly ball. Now center fielder goes back and goes over his head, and Peyton Fritz burns him. Center fielder playing shallow. I didn't think a ball would carry that far. And for some reason, the center fielder takes off his hat, turns around twice, and the ball gets over his head. And Fritz is on third for a triple.
Now batting number 9, Brett Fritz.
Can Brett Fritz get him in? Scrappers trying to come back. They're down 5-3 in the sixth. And a low strike to Fritz. Coach Stewart goes to his knees in the third base coaching box. They're giving up the run except for the corners, way outside. Arnold's on deck. He's got one of the 4 now Scrapper hits. Here's the pitch. Ball high. 2 balls and a strike. It is a balk, and they're going to call him in as he broke his hands, and I did not know, but the home plate umpire saw it. And Schrader balked in a run, so the Scrappers climbed to within 1. Another pop-up. This one will be easy for the shortstop. Thank goodness for the balk right now. Arnold would like to get on so we can get some batters on so we can at least get to the top of the order in the 7th. Triple and a balk have given the Scrappers a run, and they have climbed back to 5-4. And it hits him in the foot. No doubt it hit him in the foot that time. Here's Gray. Gray struck out and bunted it right back to the pitcher. One thing we found out today is kind of one of those days. Zeus Hutchison has been courtesy running and pinch running since he's out for the year. He got sick last night, and he's not able to run. Throw back to first, and Arnold back in safely. Gray at bat. Top of the order coming up after that. That's Gage Applegate. Way high, almost throws it against the screen. A good stop as Jackson Wilson, the catcher, goes high to retrieve the ball. Game approaching 2 hours old here. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Been close all the way. And ball too high. And he steps off and throws quickly, and the new first baseman, Aiden Zimmerman, saves the pitcher Schroeder an error. Arnold getting a pretty good lead. Arnold doesn't have great speed. Ball way outside, but he's bothering the runner. He's bothering the pitcher Schroeder. Schroeder kind of kicks at that leg if you were listening earlier. And their coach is going to come out. Schroeder doubled back in the 3rd inning and came up lame as he was running the bases. He kind of kicked at that leg then. He made kind of a funny move to first base, and he's talking to his pitching coach out there. Last we heard, Scrapperettes had come back to take a 4-2 lead on Hamburg in softball in the top of the 7th. Jim Pinson back at the studio will tell us how that one plays out. Scrubbers have a lot of work to do here, though, as they're down 5-4 with 2 outs in the 6th. Cardinals may be the surprise team in the district as they started 0-2 against Nashville and then came back and went 7-1 the rest of the way. And those wins included Magnolia, Arkadelphia, and DeQueen. Three and 0 to Gray. He'll take a pitch. Ball 4, low. Now the tying run gets to second base.
Now batting number 8, Gage Applegate.
Applegate's got 2 hits. He's up against the left-hander. Arnold carries the tying run at second. And a strike as the ball gets away, and now they get it into the dugout, and how all that happened, the ball got away a little bit from the catcher. Gray thought the runner Arnold was going to go. He went back. I looked back to see if Gray could get back to first, and then the next thing I know, the ball's in the Scrapper dugout. Coach May, he's upset, and I'm not exactly sure what happened. Coach Stewart trying to come up, got another confugality with the umpires here. I put my head down in the scores book, and the ball was to the left of the catcher, and the next thing I knew, it was in the Scrapper dugout.
The catcher tried to throw it, and he held on to it, but he couldn't.
He said the catcher picked it up, tried to throw it to third, and tried to stop his throw, and the ball slipped out of his hand. Now we're going to have another discussion.
Unless he's saying the kid from Nashville interfered with the ball over there. That's the only thing he could say.
So he's saying maybe that the ball, Nashville interfered with the ball, or they had a player out of the dugout. I don't know. So here's what happened with runners at first and second. The ball got away about 6-7 feet from the catcher toward the Scrapper dugout. Arnold at second thought better of it and did not go to third. Gray scrambling back to first. The catcher fakes the throw to third. Ball slips out of his hand, and it goes toward the Scrapper dugout. They've talked to Coach May. Now they're talking to Coach Stewart. Home plate umpire Austin Hayes pointing at the Scrapper dugout. The discussion goes on. Calm discussion right now. I guess the call is Nashville going to have second and third, or are they going to put them back at first and second? But I'm not sure. Coach Stewart trying to explain what happens over there. Now the discussion getting a little more animated. Schrader's going to take some warm-up tosses. We've had a lot of umpire discussions in this tournament in every game. Coach Austin May, he's not getting in it. He's standing at the foul line in front of his dugout. And the discussion goes on between the three umpires and Coach Stewart. Been some strange stuff in this game today. discussion goes on here. They're going to have to make a ruling in a minute.
Dude, leave them where they are and play ball.
Now it looks like it's going to break up. Now they tell Coach Stewart to back off. We're going to talk a while. So they're going to make a decision. And I'm going to expect, if it doesn't go Fairview's way, Coach May will have a conference. I'm going to say this discussion's gone on probably 5 minutes now.
I think it's got potential to go 8.
Now we're going to go talk to Coach May.
Here's the other 3.
No, because then he's got to go back up to Nashville.
Nashville thinks they've got a favorable ruling, but I'm not sure yet. Now the first base umpire and the plate umpire and Coach Austin May, they're discussing it on the first base line, and Coach May shaking his head. And he just throws up his hands in frustration and goes back to the dugout. Bottom line, they're going to end up at second and third. Nashville down 1 with Applegate at the plate. Tying run at third, go ahead run at second. 0-1 to Applegate. Big at bat here in the game. And he pops it up. Scrappers have popped up a lot of balls, a pop up to right field, and after all the discussion, that ends the threat. Nashville inches a little closer as they score 1 run on only 1 hit. Kirby back to the mound. Nashville down 5-4. Goes to the 7th. We'll be back in 1 minute. This is Scrapper Baseball.
He's thrown 14.
At the end of 6 innings, our score is Camden 5.
Thank you.
I think he had 1 foot out and 1 foot in.
Thank you.
And he's right foot. He kicks with his right foot. Yeah, he's physically going. And the other thing, they were still. He was already almost the third. He was already almost the third. He let go of the ball. So, they were stealing.
3, 2, 1, and go.
Meat of the order comes up for the Cardinals. They enjoy a 1-run lead in the last inning. This is their star, Maurice Utsey, leading off. If he's got a bat, you want him batting to lead off an inning with nobody on. Last time up, he hit a mammoth home run. We'll see what Kirby wants to do to him, see if they want to even pitch to this big left-handed hitter. Hadn't gotten him out all day. Jim Pinson back at the studio says they've got a nail-biter across the way at softball. 4-4 with Hamburg in the top of the 8th. Scrapperettes are the home team. Kirby versus Utsey. Here we go in the 7th, Nashville down 1. Ball high. Don't know whether he'll throw anything he can swing at or not. He won't want to throw him a strike to swing at for sure. And high now low. And they go ahead and put him on. So valuable in baseball to have a big hitting threat like that in your order. Now the third base umpire forgets to go to the middle of the diamond, and they wave him over there. So we've got a stoppage in play. Shows bunt and takes a strike, does the DH Bostic. He's 1 for 3. Manlove throws behind Utsi over at first. Chambers applies the tag. He's back safely. 1 ball and 1 strike. Arnold way in. And he's trying to bunt it, and Kirby having trouble finding a strike zone, throws up high. Scrappers mishandled a bunt earlier in the game, cost them a run, a big play in this game. Bunts at it, strike 2. Now it's 2-2. Utsi at first with a walk. Now Coach May wants to talk to his DH, Drew Bostic.
I don't know. Part of me does, but part of me lets him swing from the get-go because it's finishing his 4th inning. Ball run, we're on 6 over there. That's where he's gonna hit. That's where it's always is. I don't know if he can.
Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout by Kirby. He turns it over on the outside corner and 1 out. Here's Brody Dow. Dow was their starter, and he did a good job for Coach Austin May as he held the Scrappers 2 hits before he came out. Scrappers only have 4 now. See if Utsi wants to run. Change up, and Dow way out in front, swings and misses. Pops it up into center. There's Hayden Gray going to his left. And 2 away. Elijah Scantling started their 2-run 6, getting hit in the foot by a pitch that resulted in a long discussion. He was put on first, and they scored 2 in the 6th. Swinging a foul as Kirby throwing strikes. Utsi took 2 balls, and the Scrappers put him on to begin the inning. Bostic struck out. Dow flied out to center. Boone deep in left field. And Kirby throws over to first. Games have all been close. Scrappers won 6-4, lost 6-4. Now they're behind 5-4 here. Kirby overthrows it. It's a wild pitch. Manlove can't find it, and the runner's going to go to third. There's the throw, and umpire does not make a call. Now he calls him out. I think he got him on the foot, and Utsi never quit running as Manlove couldn't find the ball. Kirby showed it to him. It was behind him and to his right. He threw it to Arnold, and Arnold swiped tag and got him on the foot. No argument there, and the Scrappers get out of that. Scrappers need 1 to tie, 2 to win. Bottom of the 7th. Come back and join us. This is Scrapper Baseball.
Kirby, 20 pitches. Kirby, 20.
You're clear.
Thank you. Whenever he gets through the team, tell him I went ahead and put stuff up so Mike knows he can get started. I don't think he's up here with all the crap that's going on in this game.
Oh, yeah.
We're back at Crossett. It's 5-4 Camden Fairview in the bottom of the 7th. Scrappers have the meat of their order up. They need 1 to keep playing, 2 to win. Cardinals need 1 out. Relief pitcher Peyton Schroeder will face Carson Kirby, Luke Boone, Dalton Manlove, and if anybody gets on, Carson Chambers. Game a little over 2 hours old here. Magnolia and Monticello will be late getting started, but they'll play for the championship here probably about 30 minutes after this one's over with. Schroeder in relief of Dow. He's looking for 3 outs. Give his team the 3rd place seed. Kirby hits it a long ways. Kirby hits it a long ways. Tie game. Carson Kirby goes yard in right field, and the game is tied on the first pitch from Peyton Schroeder. And Kirby hit a big one against Hamburg, and he trots around the bases. He hit a no-doubter over the right field fence. Scrappers got a little excitement. They've got a little momentum, and here comes Luke Boone to the plate. Scrappers have hit in a little bad luck early in the game, but that's only their 5th hit.
Next at bat, number 3, Luke Boone.
Back and forth here, the Scrappers and the Cardinals. Boone takes the ball low. Scrapper dugout alive now. Boone takes a big cut at a good breaking ball. Boone had a tough at bat his last time. In fact, Boone's been hot. He's had about 5 or 6 hits, but he's 0 for 3 today. Scrappers would like to get him on base. Ball outside, 2-1. Manlove's on deck, Chambers and Peyton Fritz to follow. Ball way outside. Boone needs to be really selective here. Manlove, the on-deck hitter, picks it up, hands it to the umpire. 5-4 going into this inning. Carson Kirby hit a bomb over right field. We're tied at 5. Ball 4 as the umpire makes a late call, and let's see what the Scrappers want to do with Manlove here as Boone carries the winning run at first base with nobody out. Coach Stewart going through a lot of signs. Five in the 7th. Manlove shows bunt. The first baseman, Evans, charge. If he charges like that, Boone can steal second base. Second baseman never broke to first, and I'll bet you that they don't do that again if Manlove shows bunt. Boone could walk to second. Here he comes. Boone gets a quick lead. There he goes. Bunts it foul, and I wish he wouldn't have bunted it. If he would have taken that one, Boone could have gotten to second base, and it's 0-2 now on Manlove. Scrappers have made some mistakes in the bunting game today. They're charging the first baseman like there's nobody on first. Never have seen that before. Manlove trying to avoid the strikeout now. Tapper. Hope they can't get two, and they can't get one as it's an error on the shortstop. The shortstop, Utsey, has come to play short. A little nubber, and he tries to come up quick. Ball rolls under his glove. We'll have a runner now for Manlove. That'll be Mac Arnold will courtesy run. Scrappers set up now if they can execute. Carson Chambers, one of the big hitters up. Scrappers like to bunt, but he's one of their big sticks. Scrappers have first and second, nobody out. A home run, a walk, and a big error.
I don't think he hit the bomb. I think he
Third baseman.
Chambers swinging away. He's been out front all weekend. Looks like he's going to let his big hitter swing it. Third baseman is way back. First baseman Evans in front of the runner. Winning run at second, nobody out. Schroeder, long look in. Outside, he hits the catcher's mitt, but Wilson was set up outside. 1-1. Chambers has not shown bunt yet. First baseman playing in front of the runner. If Chambers could shoot one down the line, it probably could get through. Sets up outside again. Ground ball to first. It'll get into the outfield, and the Scrappers are going to win the game. Here comes Luke Boone, and I call that one a little bit as the Cardinals are upset. The first baseman, Evans, was playing in front of the bag. Chambers rolled it by him, went off his glove, went into the outfield, and the Scrappers win it with 2 runs with nobody out. What a wild game here for third place in the region. These two teams familiar with each other, know each other. They're going to shake hands across the middle. Tough loss for Fairview, exciting win for the Scrappers. We're going to take a 2-minute break, come back with a summary, then we'll wait on Coach Stewart to get up here. This is Scrapper Baseball. Scrappers win it. They'll play at 12:30 at Wilson Park Thursday. Scrappers win it 6-5. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
You're clear.
Wild and woolly, Jim.
Yes, sir. Scrapperettes won and a walk-off.
Man, 2 walk-offs, huh?
Yes, sir.
All right, give me kind of a long break to get my summary here, and then we'll come back. And then I'll probably we'll see when Coach Stewart gets here, but I'll do a summary, and if he's not here, we'll take another break.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
All right, the game just finished, so it's start in about, we have about 35 minutes between games, so we're looking at, two for start time for about 2:35. Roll go on the. Do what? I gotta wait for, I'm gonna wait for Nashville. Okay, I'm on the way. About 2:35. That's fine, we can do that. We can do that.
I got time to do my post
Yeah,
game.
I'm gonna step my stuff right over here and just move it down. We got plenty. We got plenty.
Three, two, one, and go.
We're back here in Crossett, and we saw a wild one here as the Scrappers prevail. Scrappers trail 5-4 going in the bottom of the 7th. They did have the meat of their order up. Carson Kirby didn't wait long as he hit one over the wall on the first pitch to tie it. Then Luke Boone walked a big error by the shortstop. And then with the first baseman playing in, Carson Chambers hit a ground ball that went off his glove into right field, and the Scrappers walked it off. Jim Pinson back at the studio tells us that the Scrapperettes walked it off in the bottom of the 8th against Hamburg. So if you're a Scrapper softball baseball fan, some exciting stuff goes on here this afternoon in Crossett. Leave it on until I get through with Coach Stewart. Talking to the live stream guys, Bryce Parrott and John Wallace. We're going to keep the live stream on until I get through with Coach Stewart's interview. Wild game here. Let me give you a little bit of a summary in the game. Scrappers with a home team. Goodson really good. Jaden Goodson good for the Scrappers. Scrappers take a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the first. Applegate singles. Pitcher tries to pick him off. He goes to third and scores on a ground out. Scrappers come back with one on a pair of hits by Arnold and Carson Kirby in the third. That ties it as Fairview had sent 7 batters to the plate in the third, and they were up 2-1. Scrappers tied it 2-2. Their big hitter, Maurice Utze, hits a home run in the 5th, puts them up. Scrappers come back in the 5th. We're tied 3-3. Fairview in the 6th comes back and gets a pair run. Hit by pitch, fielder's choice, infield single. Sacrifice fly and a base hit. Kirby gets them out. 1-2-3 in the 7th, and that sets the tone with the Scrappers down 5-4. Carson Kirby leads off with a big home run. Luke Boone draws a walk. He would score the winning run. Manlove hits a slow tapper to the shortstop, Utze, and as he tries to hurry to get the out at first, lets the ball go under his glove. Then Chambers hits the ball off the first baseman's glove for a base hit into right field, and Boone comes in with the winning run. Carson Kirby gets the win, but Coach Stewart will tell you he's going to be really proud of his right-hander, Jaden Goodson. Goodson struck out 5, walked only 1. Threw about 80 pitches today. They're getting the field ready for the championship game, but we can tell you about the Scrappers and we can tell you about Fairview. Nashville will play at Wilson Park Thursday at 12:30. They'll play the second-place team in Region 3. In Region 3, here in just a few minutes, Joe T. Robinson and PA will play for the championship. Whoever loses that game, Nashville will play. Whoever wins that game, Camden Fairview will play, and they will play at DeQueen at 3 o'clock on Thursday. 4 games at Nashville on Thursday, 4 in DeQueen on Thursday, then the remainder of the tournament at Nashville, 4 at Nashville on Friday. Games at 10, 12:30, 5:30, 10, 12:30, 3, and 5:30. The 2 semifinal games to get teams ready for the state finals will be at noon and 2:30 on Saturday at Wilson Park. Scrappers know they'll be back. Scrapperettes know they'll be back as the 3rd seed, and I'm sure they had a thriller over there as they walked it off in the bottom of the 8th against Hamburg. 2 good games here. We're waiting on Coach Stewart to come up, and when he gets here and we see him coming in, we're going to take a 1-minute break now, and we'll be back. We'll talk about this game and talk about the state tournament. This is Scrapper Baseball. Scrappers win it 6-5, a 1-minute break, and we'll have Coach Stewart here in the press box.
You're clear.
Thank you. Do you love baseball or do you hate baseball? Or do you know?
I don't know. I went through it today. I've gone through it.
I told Ruth if we got beat, I said, she's going to go down to
What do you say about the ball in the dugout?
First, he said that our kid was
He said, no, he's in front of the pole. I was like, you just told me you had a glancing look. You told me 3 different things. I can't do the thing. I said, here's what I saw. I saw the ball go over there. I never saw it hit anybody. It might have, but whenever I looked, I didn't see it hit anybody. But their kid picked the ball up and carried it into the dugout. I said, so you have 2 options. Keep it as it is, or that's a 2-base dead by ball, and now you're going to put my kid up second on third, my third kid goes to score. Those are only 2 options. There's no such thing as moving them back first and second. I mean, clueless.
3,
Oh.
2, 1, and go.
We've got Coach Gack Stewart here after a wild, thrilling 6-5 coming from behind Nashville Scrapper win. We're going to talk for a few minutes about this game, then we'll get into the state tournament next week. And before we start, I want to quote my buddy Frank Preer, Coach Stewart. He says baseball's a crazy game because they play it with a round ball and it comes in a square box. And it could not be more appropriate for this game.
100%. You know, and hey, you're going to quote him. I'm going to quote Coach Bearden back in Nashville. He told me, hey, the hardest game to win is baseball because it doesn't matter how much you're up or down by. You got to play until that last out. You know, basketball and football, there's mercy rule. The clock's running. You're probably not coming back. But baseball, you have to get 3 outs to get out of the game.
And the clock never runs out. We'll talk about the game, several things about the game, and, of course, a lot of discussions between the umpires. We'll probably kind of let all that go. But one of the things, Thursday and Saturday, you've got to be really pleased with your junior right-hander, Jaden Goodson.
Yeah, absolutely. You could tell today. I mean, he's gassed out there. I mean, you know, not in his arm, but just his demeanor kind of got gassed. You know, there were a couple balls that got hit back. I mean, I think maybe 5 balls got hit back up the middle. But, you know, he feels the first 3, and the last 2 are the ones that, you know, he does it. But, you know, he gave us everything he had on Thursday and then again today on Saturday to be able to get us 2 wins moving into the state tournament.
And then to continue with the pitching, I don't know that I would call your senior first baseman Carson Kirby a pitcher, but at the end of the game, he's been really good this year.
He's a competitor, and that's what you want at the end of the game. You want that kid that's going to show up, and it doesn't matter what he's got, it doesn't matter how good he's feeling. He's going to go compete, and he's going to go find a way to get it done, and that's what he does. I mean, it's the same reason he comes up there. Let me back up. His first at-bat all 3 days, I don't know if you've got it on there, but all 3 of his first at-bats all weekend have been diving plays, 2 by the left fielder, 1 by the center fielder. And you know how hard baseball is. I mean, it's hard to gather yourself after seeing something like that. So, you know, he's frustrated. And he comes in, another one today, diving play out in the first inning, and then he gets the big at-bat there in the 7th, comes in the 6th, closes it down in the 6th and 7th, and then, you know, he has that big home run to give us some momentum there in the bottom of the 7th.
And you talk about when you know the breaks kind of even out and some things happened. It evened out for us toward the end of the game. But talking about we hit 4 balls really hard the first 2 innings and got nothing out of any of them.
Yeah. I mean, Gage smokes a ball at the second baseman. You know, there were some other. I mean, Chambers hits one to left field. We catch the ball on the fence. But you know, we had talked about coming in. You know, hey, we got to get the ball on the ground. We don't need to hit a bunch of lazy pop flies. And, you know, we hit some really hard balls. We hit some close barrels. But, you know, too many fly balls today for my liking. We need to get the ball on the ground more.
And I think, and we don't need to stay on the air too long, but I think from what you just said, I think all weekend y'all have maybe swung at some first pitches and popped them up more than you'd like for that to happen.
Yeah, and I think, you know, seeing that big 305 down the lines is probably in our kids' eyes. You know, the ball's been flying out of here to right center really good this week. So, you know, we've got 3 big lefties that can go yard at any point. So, you know, that's what they're thinking about. That's for sure.
All right, so let's put this one to bed. And I just heard, and you may not know this, there's 2 thrilling Scrapper games here today. The Scrapperettes walked it off in the bottom of the 8th against Hamburg.
Nice.
So 2 walk-offs within probably 10 or 15 minutes of each other here in
good day in Nashville.
In Crossett. So, all right, state tournament. And so I've talked about it on the air. 4 games in DeQueen on Thursday, 4 games in Nashville. Fingers crossed, weather looks good right now, a week out. And so we know that we will play at Wilson Park at 12:30 versus number 2 team in 3, and that will be either Pulaski Academy or Joe T. Robinson. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And Fairview will be over at DeQueen at 3, and they'll play the winner of that game.
That's correct.
All right, a full bracket will be out, I imagine, by tomorrow, no later than Monday.
By tomorrow or early Monday would be my guess.
So, if you want to see the best 4A baseball and softball in the state, Nashville's the place to be next Thursday,
Yes, it
Friday,
is.
and Saturday.
Yes, it is. I mean, I think this tournament's going to be really good. Baseball especially. It's going to be really good. We've got a lot of really good teams in 4A. I mean, the matchups are going to be really good first round. There's going to be a lot of really good arms throwing on that first day at Nashville and Equine.
All right. Take a deep breath, man.
Take a deep breath, go get something to eat, and then head back to Nashville.
Head back to Nashville. I feel like I've been on a major league road trip.
Hey, this feels back like I'm back in college. We played UAM, and like I'm traveling, and we're spending the night 4 or 5 nights. I mean, I feel like I'm back in college again, Johnny.
All right. Fun while, and those are fun when you win them, not so fun when you lose them, but the Scrappers come out on top as Carson Kirby ties it with a home run in the 7th. Boone walks. Man Love reaches on a big error, and Chambers singles off the first baseman's glove, and the Scrappers win it 6-5. We'll see you next Thursday. My buddies Frank Pryor and JT Carter will be back with me at Wilson Park next Thursday at 12:30. Come out for some good baseball and softball at Nashville next week. Again, we really appreciate the hospitality from the Crossett School administration and coaching staff's been super to us here. Scrappers win it 6-5 over the Fairview Cardinals. Good afternoon from Crossett.
You're clear.
Appreciate it, Jim. Always, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, 2 big wild games here. All right, we'll talk to you next week, man.
Yes, sir. I'll get with y'all then, okay?
Thank you.